I'm afraid it's time for you to walk the plank.
You mean we're fired?
No. Go on, start jumping, or you're gonna be dealing with the business end of me sword. No! I forgot that you're birds!
Christmas 2020. Merry Christmas 2020. 2020. Yay!
Christmas time is here, and with the blessings from above, God sends you his love, and everything's okay. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
Preston, flight paths, they cut right through this city, and people who live here say they deal with increased noise, traffic, and air pollution. Well, future growth at the airport will likely only add to that, so that's why city leaders here in Des Moines want the public to speak up now before it's too late. 4 public meetings have already been held for people to discuss SeaTac Airport's blueprint for future growth, but city leaders in Des Moines have decided to host one more on their own.
I think having the city create this open house provides a more balanced viewpoint for residents because, you know, the negative impacts are no joke.
The region is expected to grow by another 1 million people in the coming decade, and the Sustainable Airport Master Plan, or SAMP, is SeaTac's answer to handle the increased passenger and cargo volumes. However, cities in the flight path say the current impacts have yet to be fully addressed, let alone once airport operations expand by a third.
The noise, air quality, as well as traffic are huge issues.
A third more flights means a third more noise, a third more pollution.
The airport is an economic driver for the region, and SeaTac plans to add another terminal with 19 gates, build new cargo facilities, and construct another parking garage. Before that happens, federal regulators are asking people to share their questions and concerns about how these changes will affect their communities.
As the port is looking at expanding the airport and they're going to look at mitigation, how do we lessen the impact of our activities on residents? That's where we really want to make sure Des Moines is well represented.
Retrofitting homes with triple pane windows is one way to cut jet noise. City Council member J.C. Harris says the pollution caused by jet exhaust is also a concern, and people need to speak up now, so all this is part of the ongoing conversation.
You can't get what you don't ask for.
This extra public meeting is set for 6 p.m. tomorrow night at Des Moines City Hall, but there are also ways to participate over the telephone or through Zoom. That deadline, though, to reach out to federal regulators with your public comment, that is set for Friday of next week. Reporting live, Joel Marino, Como News.
We've seen the travel advisories from West Coast governors about quarantining for 14 days when coming in from out of state, and warnings from the CDC about getting together for Thanksgiving. Well, they may be having an impact. Where a week ago, the TSA was expecting a 45% increase on busy days around Thanksgiving, now that increase is only going to be about 20%. One only has to look at dining in the airport's central terminal to get a look at the impact. 5 sit-down restaurants are now closed. The airport had to get a special exemption from the governor's office to keep its central eating area open with extra space. Things are changing fast. An example, this sign went up by direction of the governor's office. This seating area is closed. As passengers arriving and departing debate how to deal with the holidays, some are unaware of the West Coast-wide travel advisory to quarantine 14 days if you're coming back from out of state.
I hadn't heard about it. I knew that there was like major shutdowns starting to go on, but other than that, I didn't really know much.
And there's some pushback.
It's a hard balance. It's a hard balance, I would say.
This couple heading back to LA, considering driving back up for Christmas.
Understand the precautions, but I think people need to be smart enough to make their own decisions with family in particular.
Aviation is one of the industries COVID has hit hardest, and after a modest rebound, the numbers are dropping again. Look at the black line in this chart from the airline trade group A4A, showing the numbers of passengers on flights starting to sag. For the airport,
our goal here is to make sure that everything is safe if people decide to travel. It's that decision that people are going to make on their own.
And already the University of Washington's Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation was finding that even into early November, there's less movement on the part of people around the nation based on cell phone data. Now, IHME is saying because of that data, which really doesn't track airlines versus cars, it's sort of like everything in on this cell phone data, it is starting to flatten the curve a little bit when they project out in February, which could be the worst month for COVID in Washington state. At SeaTac Airport, Glenn Farley, King 5 News.
Shante Sumter live at the terminal this morning with what you should think about before braving the crowds this week at the airport. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning, Jake, and good morning to those of you at home if you are coming to the airport. Today will be the busiest day. 172,000 travelers are expected here at SeaTac, and let me tell you, it is crowded already, as you would expect. I'm here in front of Checkpoint 3, and I've been making friends with the workers you see here in green, and they've been keeping me updated. Right now, it's about 30 minutes from where you see this woman at to get through TSA. And something to keep in mind, you know how you usually have that option to check the wait times on the SeaTac website or also on the app. That's not working right now, so just give yourself some extra time. Spot Saver is one way to work around that. So this is the Spot Saver line. You can see some people checking in right now, and I was able to speak to the person checking people in, and I was told not a lot of people have been using that option, so definitely something you want to take advantage of. You can book your time up to 5 days in advance, but something to remember, typically you're supposed to do it 2 days before your flight, but I'm told sometimes you can get lucky. So if you are flying out today, that's another option to consider. Something else to think about: if you are flying before 9 a.m., 33% of SeaTac travelers arrive before 9, and then another peak time will be from 2 to 5, and then also from 9 to 11. So you definitely want to be prepared if you are heading out here today. I'm just seeing that these lines are continuing to grow. And another thing you also want to keep in mind, it won't just stop today. 160,000 people are expected to come through on Saturday, 150,000 on Sunday. So you will still be dealing with those long lines. You are advised to arrive 2 hours earlier for domestic flights, 3 hours earlier for international flights. Now, I showed you Checkpoint 3. That line didn't look too bad just because of the angle, but look at Checkpoint 2. At one point, you could see people, we have some people waving, hey, if you're going through, you can see it just continues to grow. So that's why you are advised to give yourself some extra time, because basically, based on my calculations, it's taking about 30 minutes to get to the drop-off point. Then you add in dropping off your bags, getting through this line. That's already about an hour just getting through TSA, and you want to have some time to relax, maybe grab some drinks, some food, and just not have to rush as you head out here this morning. But I'll keep an eye on any updates. One last thing, I did check the board a few moments ago. I only saw one cancellation, and it's a flight that was going to Honolulu at 8 this morning, but there are several delays, so be prepared for that as well.
Wish I was going to Honolulu at 8 this morning.
Probably a very popular
route
today.
Just kidding.
Well, WashDOT says the risk for avalanches for our roads isn't quite there yet. So that's good news for those who are driving through here. But that risk does remain high. So if you're planning on skiing or snowboarding, you want to stick to the resorts or stay home. Heavy mountain snow is what diehards like Nathaniel Birchfield live for.
Big jumps, big cliffs, good trees. What more could you ask for? On the PNW, man, it's amazing.
This winter storm packed a punch and forced Alpental to open late.
Usually we go out of bounds, like just hitting the jumps and stuff back there, like kind of building. It looks like today we're gonna have to stay on the slopes just because of the havoc control and all that.
The Northwest Avalanche Center issued a high-risk avalanche warning. Adding travel in the backcountry is not recommended because natural avalanches are likely and human-triggered are very likely.
It's a lot of work they got to go through to keep the mountain safe for us, so just happy to be out here.
And this is a major storm.
Jonathan Spitzer, an experienced mountain guide with Alpine Ascents International, says now is not the time to hit the backcountry.
As a mountain guide, we recommend, 48, 72 hours, let the snowpack heal, let these large-scale avalanches run their natural course, then go out backcountry skiing once the Avalanche Center has lowered the warning.
Although the backcountry isn't safe, WashDOT says roads have actually improved.
We now have barren wet roads, so we're lowering those restrictions. This snow is even starting to become moist.
WashDOT's John Stimberis showed us how they look at the layers of snow to determine the likelihood of avalanches and estimate the size.
That's what we're really concerned with here today. So all this new snow, and then see this nice wet layer because it's raining. It's adding a lot of weight to the snowpack and rapidly increasing the likelihood of avalanches.
And experts say that it's that top layer that they're concerned about, so that new snow plus the rain, all of that weight, that could most likely trigger an avalanche. Jessica?
Got it. So absolutely no skiing in the backcountry. But Bridget, what about if you are staying in the lower elevations? Is there a risk there?
There still is a risk there because experts say avalanches can be triggered at those higher elevations, and that could slide down again with all of that weight in that top layer.
Okay, good to know. Bridget Chavez live for us on Snoqualmie Pass. Thank you, Bridget.
Christmas time is here, and with the blessings from above, God sends you his love, and everything's okay. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
Of the essence. The lawmakers must pass a budget before July 1st in order to avoid a government shutdown, and that means both parties are going to have to let go of things that they want. At the Capitol, Caroline Cummings, WCCO 4 News.
The special session also marks the first time the public can be at the Capitol in person.
Thank you.
Put this.
Thanks.
Right here. Perfect. Okay. I think it's recording. It is. Okay. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
It's my turn.
Perfect. I love that shirt. All you have to do is say.
I just can't really see my smile.
That's alright. They said these. Oh, hang on. I'll wait till you got a cool shirt too.
You think so? Thank you. It's my friends. All right.
Your friends? Mm-hmm. All right. Can I get your words on your shirt?
Oh yeah.
The date? Thank you.
Sure.
That is so cool.
Really? Can I see?
Sure.
Oh my gosh.
Not bad for a 4-door.
No.
Thank you.
Going down. P3. Going up.
1. Going down. P2.
Is there any way I could purchase something here with Bitcoin?
No.
No way.
I won't.
Can I send you Bitcoin? Do you have a Bitcoin wallet at all?
No.
You have no idea. You know what Bitcoin is?
Nope.
No clue.
It's electronic coins.
You know what Bitcoin is.
Let me ask boss.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. We're not far enough out where people don't know what it is at all.
Right. Electronic coin is where we're at right now. I appreciate it.
No? Look how big I am. Wow.
Bring what's in your mind out into the world.
So today we're going to talk about tricks.
What game are you playing now?
We're going to make some home
A racing game? That's cool.
I'm not playing.
Oh.
When are you going to go to sleep? Bring it down to 180.
Oh, I'm probably not gonna go to sleep till nighttime.
Oh, man. Some alum, some iron, Nordic. Get some marigolds in here. 2 scoops. And then walnut shell. Now drop your
Why do you want me to go to bed so bad?
No, come on. 5, 4, 3, 2.
This means hit the ball.
For real this time.
Okay. This means vulnerable.
Where'd you even get that from?
Delete that. Delete that.
No.
Where are you going to show it to?
No, I'm just gonna save it.
For your friends?
No.
What is making us on? Put me on.
Like you're nuts.
Oh.
Watch your mouth, you two.
Oops, my bad. Come here. Oh. I have a plate and birthday because you're not right, you know?
Huh?
Bless you.
He's not gonna respond to you. He doesn't like you.
I know I'm longer than you.
No, you didn't.
Going down. Going up.
cool. Oh yeah, that's probably why he's going through the international side. Yeah, see, he tells you I wanted to be on the elevator as long. I just do one up and down on one elevator. I wouldn't do every one, but that would take too long. This is the last bank in here. We can take this one. Oh, I don't want to risk my hands. I don't want to risk it. My hands spin.
It'll stop.
Yeah, but my hands not too fast. These ones are nice. I like the carpet.
Surprised you don't have a name tag on them.
I know.
It might say on that sticker.
Yeah.
They're either Grumman or Krupp.
Yeah. All right, we did them all on that one.
Yeah.
Now let's go through the staggers. I'm just doing a tour of the elevators.
Oh, okay.
Have a good day. Hi, how are you? I don't use my pleasure. That's all there. Have a good day. Have a good day. Thanks. We could take the next one. That one's going down. It's only noon. I thought it was later than that. We can take this one. Hi. Thank you. Yeah? Okay. Alright, then we come out here. We'll get out this way. This is for the end gates.
A busy day for the state ferries.
Hello.
Hey there.
What can I get for you?
Often means a busy day right here at this corner shop, steps away from the Kingston Ferry Terminal.
There's always a pretty bad ferry backup up here too, but we do have a good view of it.
Kiwi Sullivan hears about it from customers.
They definitely share some frustrations about the ferries.
The latest concern is the possibility of longer wait times due to a large ferry out of service for up to 4 weeks.
The Suquamish is being pulled from its route for much needed maintenance and an engine overhaul.
Washington State Ferries says it's scheduled maintenance for the vessel. While the ferry is out, they're working around it.
It's like checkers. We're moving things around. We're trying to put boats where they need to go.
It was on the ferry website.
Ferry riders like Kathy are already planning for the changes. It will impact the Mukilteo-Clinton route with a smaller vessel carrying 34 less cars than normal. And the ferry going between Kingston and Edmonds will carry 20 less vehicles.
Actually, not that big of a reduction. They've had some really small boats on Edmonds Run in the past.
As a regular on this route, she's seen worse.
We've had to wait 4 hours at one time, but that was only once.
And she understands why the maintenance is needed now.
They don't have any extra boats, so they need to keep them up to date somehow.
Even though there might be some delays, they're working hard to keep those boats going back and forth as much as possible.
236 is your change.
Back on this corner in Kingston,
A lot of people that live here just commute to the other side.
they know how crucial it is. Now, Memorial Day weekend was busy with 300,000 ferry riders. I'm told typically after the holiday, that ridership dips down until summer travel season really kicks in. That's part of the reason why this scheduled maintenance is starting today. Joyce?
And how many vessels, Natalie, does the Washington State Ferries have in its fleet?
It has 21 in its fleet, but there are some out for maintenance right now. They have 15 vessels that they're operating on. Joyce?
All right, so definitely some out of commission. Thank you, Natalie Swaby, reporting live in Edmonds.
One of our roles here as Arboretum is to kind of help preserve plant genetics.
The Washington Park Arboretum is where a tree became a target.
This is the Arboretum proper.
Ray Larson with University of Washington's Botanic Gardens says staff first saw it on Friday.
Just to the right there, you can see the little stub.
And soon the Arboretum's regulars noticed too.
My husband took the dog out that morning. He was like, the tree is gone. He's like, I think someone cut it down.
It was 5 feet tall, planted just a couple of years ago, and rare, grown from seeds collected from China.
It's a variety, giant cypress or a Tibetan cypress that we don't see often in cultivation. And then since it is heading toward being endangered.
It's not like a regular tree that you can just go to the store and get a seed or a sapling for. So it's just sad in that context.
I just think it's appalling. Why would somebody do that?
Sometimes we'll have branches taken, but rare to have whole trees.
Using social media to spread the word, they say they suspect someone took it as a Christmas tree. A similar scenario unfolded here 15 years ago, right around the holidays, with another rare tree cut down and stolen.
It's just so sad because the reason we come to the Arboretum is to see all the beautiful trees and there's so many and it's so wonderful, and to see it damaged like that, it's just really awful.
So they just stole something from everybody.
A tree many here treasured like a gift is now gone.
Things are more expensive for Christmas trees too. There's a lot better trees to use and a lot better places to find.
In Seattle.
Sad when something like this happens.
Natalie Swaby, King 5 News.
New this morning, Idaho State Police are investigating a shooting on I-90 near the border of Washington and Idaho. Around 8 o'clock last night, multiple law enforcement agencies responded to a Ford pickup truck in the median of the interstate. Witnesses reported a man was shooting towards the interstate as vehicles drove by. Shortly after law enforcement arrived, the suspect was brought into custody. Nobody was hurt in the shooting, but all of I-90 was shut down. It has since reopened this morning. The 23-year-old man was booked into the Kootenai County Jail for unlawful discharge of a firearm. He was also cited for a DUI, use of a deadly weapon, and disturbing the peace. New in the last 12 hours, in their meeting last night, Spokane City Council unanimously approved a resolution for a contract extension with the safety organization known as COPS. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones live at City Hall for us this morning. Brandon, you've been tracking this closely. What does this resolution mean for the future of COPS? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tim. Well, for starters, last night's vote officially goes ahead and puts a contract in front of Mayor Lisa Brown to go ahead and sign that extension that would keep the safety organization COPS around for at least a few more months. Last night, City Council voted to approve a proposed 3-month contract extension for the program, which would allocate up to $200,000 in funding. That is a decrease from the $450,000 COPS receives in the past, but it puts the safety organization in a position where they can still go ahead and operate over the next few months. The proposed amendment from Council President Betsy Wilkerson extends the contract with COPS for 3 months at a cost of $125,000 that will be payable on a monthly reimbursement basis. If Mayor Brown doesn't sign the amendment by 3 p.m. today, the Council President can use her authority to approve the extension. This will be a form of bridge funding as the Mayor's office seeks transparency on how COPS is using taxpayer money. COPS Executive Director was at the Council meeting last night to speak on that exact topic.
No one ever asked me for program numbers. I knew we had a new chief coming. I did a little bit of research and found he was very numbers driven. All right. So I put together numbers. How much do we knock? How much do we do this? How much do we do that? Gave the numbers to the chief, gave the numbers to the mayor.
Also at last night's council meeting, council members approved the city's first ever biennium budget. So we'll have those details coming up for you here in the next half hour. But for now, reporting live in downtown Spokane, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
Right now, a University of Washington professor is receiving a Nobel Prize.
Suck brick, kid! Suck brick, kid!
Decline and hasn't been detected since March 2020.
We eliminated a strain of flu from circulation in the world.
Since
asking anyone with information to simply call 911 or give them a call during normal business hours.
Want it to be a little bit tapered on the edges.
Tapered on the edges.
You'll see
If you're driving onto the ferry, will be taken down next week on the 8th, and future plans have retail as well as food vendors in the terminal and down here for the future. Live here in Seattle, I'm Kristen Goodwillie, King 5 News.
Deputies are still investigating, and they say if you have any information or know what happened here, to give them a call. In Tacoma, Bridget Chavez, King 5 News.
Yeah, well, both families of both Amelia Carollo and Rick Gross were in attendance today to the motions hearing, and this comes after Gross's arrest of counts of aggravated reckless driving, vehicular manslaughter, possession of methamphetamine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Craig Zanzetti, Gross's private lawyer.
Day weekend was busy with 300,000 ferry riders. I'm told typically after the holiday that ridership dips down until summer travel season really kicks in. That's part of the reason why this scheduled maintenance is starting today. Joyce?
And how many vessels, Natalie, does the Washington State Ferries have in its fleet?
It has 21 in its fleet, but there are some out for maintenance right now. They have 15 vessels that they're operating on. Joyce?
All right, so definitely some out of commission. Thank you, Natalie Swaby, reporting live in Edmonds.
We have as soon as possible. Assistant Fire Chief Williams with the Spokane Fire Department tells me that investigators are still looking into what caused the fire here at the Coeur d'Alene Plaza Apartments. However, it's up to the building's management team as to when residents will be able to come back in. In Spokane, Christian Garza, KREM 2 News.
Investigators say the firearm that Gilbert was firing during the shootout has not been found. The homicide investigation into Essenson's death continues. In Seattle, Natalie Swaby, King 5 News.
Do want to work with the restaurant here, but that July 5th deadline is firm. More than 3,000 people have signed a petition siding with the restaurant as of tonight, hoping the city changes its stance. Live in Snohomish, Jim Nelson, King 5 News.
Neighbors in this area, one woman I spoke with who did not want to go on camera says she heard shots fired just earlier this afternoon. And again, this is an ongoing investigation, and we'll look to provide any new information as it becomes available. In Spokane Valley, Connor McAvoy, KREM.
Also learned Gavin was a Peppersack Middle School student. We received a copy of an email the school principal sent out to the Peppersack community. They told parents that additional resources and counseling would be available on campus. The principal also encouraged parents to keep an eye and observe their student for any indication that they may need additional support. Reporting in Hilliard, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
On the north end, Shantae.
Good morning, Mimi. It is quiet out here right now, but those trains started around 5 o'clock this morning. So I imagine within the next 20 minutes, according to the transit security officers, we'll see the first train pulling up behind us. So as you mentioned, over the weekend, line 2 open. It starts out in South Bellevue and works.
Where are Jesse and James already? All right, freeze!
These are ice packs we're gunning. I mean, ice guns we're packing.
It's Team Rocket! Cool. We're just like those supervillains in the comic books, except better looking.
And even meaner.
Listen up. We want all the flash powder you've got.
And a large roll of dental floss. What do you need them for?
You want to get rid of the Squirtle Squad, don't you? The flash powder will scare them out of town. The floss is for our teeth. The Squirtle Squad!
Ciao for now.
Farewell. Oh, it's snowing!
It's Team Rocket! I've got to get back before they get Pikachu! Oh. Super potion, please! Oh, no, I don't need a new gun. Don't shoot me, please! Stop! Drop those! He's not with Team Rocket! Step on it, Jenny! I gotta get there by noon! Just hang on, Ash! A dead end.
These flash blasts will scare the shells off the Squirtle Squad.
And in the confusion, we'll snatch Pikachu!
Here's the secret entrance to the cave. Gee, there's not much room. The passageway's too narrow for an adult, but maybe you can squeeze through. I can do it. careful, Ash. It's too dark to see in here. Hey, I know. Charmander, I choose you. Charmander, lead the way. Charmander. They're gone! Pikachu! Misty! What have you done? I told you I'd be back by noon, and I am! What did you do with my friends? We're right here. Where's the super potion for Pikachu? Here. Hurry, let's spray it on Pikachu. So, Misty, your hair isn't purple.
Nope, I'm still a redhead.
The Squirtle Squad was bluffing.
Or is it still coming down pretty good?
Hey, yeah, Tim, I would say it's still coming down pretty good. We are still in Coeur d'Alene, just right off Sherman Ave. And Tim, I'm trying to be a good journalist. I'm trying to get down into the snow, and now my legs are burning from waiting. So, I'm committed to showing everyone, hey, finally got snow sticking on the grass. Okay, you know what? Might not be enough for a snowball just yet, but we're getting there. There's progress, okay? I'm able to pick it up and even toss it a little bit. Now, for the sidewalks just over to the side of me, there is some slush, so not sticking just yet, but if people are going to be walking down
and hasn't been detected since March 2020.